And welcome into another YouTube video. I hope you guys and gals are having a great Wednesday. And last night we did something a little bit different. We had a little bit of fun with Halloween Cup. We actually used more than 20 different Pokemon in our set of 25 games. Trying to use different Pokemon that the chat suggested. And we actually came up with an interesting team. While the team is really weak to Charm, I want to say if you want to use the team more long term, just replace Sableye with like a Wigglytuff, and I'd say you're pretty much good to go. You could also throw like a Alolan a-wak for the double ghost instead of Sableye. I chose Sableye just because it's one of my favorite Pokemon, but let's get into this spicy team that I think some of you might enjoy. So it is actually Sharpedo, double ghost, with the Shadow Dusclops as well. So the Shadow Dusclops can pick up a lot of the Azumarill matchups, which is the big reason why I'm throwing that in there. As well as it's just a great safe swap. It's just really, really good against a lot of the meta. Can beat Galvantula, can beat Crustle, can beat Sableye, can beat so many Pokemon in the meta. And here we go, Waterfall Poison Fang. I didn't even give it a second move. It's one of the first times I've used it in actual Great League, but I've used it for fun. But these are serious battles, you know. So we're gonna see what happens here. The Sableye actually going into a Shadow Sneak, and we tank that. I can't believe how this matchup played out. So we were able to tap down the Sableye, take a Shadow Sneak as a baby shark. The Sharpedo coming in hot with a Poison Fang directly into the Azumarill. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't think I was going to get this, but I did get a second Poison Fang. Sharpedo, as I realized later on, it's got a lot of really good matchups. Using the non-Shadow version allows you to take charge moves like we did that game, where if you do choose the Shadow version, you will have to pretty much shield every charge move that you take. So again, as long as we don't play Charm, we're in very good shape for most of these games. And Charm is really hit or miss. Some teams have it, some teams don't. And this was definitely a period of time where I was not running into Charm as much, so I felt pretty comfortable running this team. I never ran into Charm with this team as well. Later in the night, Charm started to show up, and I would definitely suggest replacing Sableye with, you know, like a Beedrill or a Wigglytuff is a very, very good addition to the team. I really like Wigglytuff because it can handle Crustle and the other dark types. And the Mawile is going to be coming in here. We are going to get to this Fire Punch against the Mawile. Dusclops showing its bulk there, getting through the Azumarill, and shield going up for the Mawile. We go into our Sableye, and this is going to be pretty close. The Shadow Mawile is going to be doing a lot of damage. Shadow Mawile has shields. At this point, I just have to use my shields because there's really nothing to shield here. He's just going to be power up punching and tapping down. I have to double up my fast moves to get through the shield, or as we'll see, we can end up just tapping down. Power up punch, ramping up their Fire Fangs. We do get to our doubled up charge moves, and once we get there, we do throw. We will throw this, and then we will immediately throw another one. Our opponent didn't shield there, knowing the game was over, and that is going to be a GG on the first game. That was actually literally the first game I played with Sharpedo Double Ghost, and it's going to go straight into the second game here. This is a pretty interesting team. Again, I really think that if you're worried about Charm, you turn the Sableye into a Poison type or something like that, because the Dusclops can no-shield handle Azumarill, which is PogChamp, if you ask me. That's right. Your Shadow Dusclops is going to beat the Azumarill in the no-shield unless you take a Hydro Pump, right? And if they Ice Beam you, you're just good. You just win. It'll actually allow you to get to another Shadow Punch if they Ice Beam you instead of Play Roughing or Hydro Pumping. So that's pretty big. So here, I really didn't know what to do at first into this lead. So that's the third confusion, fourth confusion. So he's 4 confusions in. I'm throwing a Poison Fang. Next one's going to be 5. It's 5 to Bug Buzz, 4 to Iron Head. And that's going to be the 5th Confusion. And then he launches, so we know this is Bug Buzz, so we shield this up. And I'm realizing the waterfall damage I'm doing, I actually didn't need to throw the Poison Fang I threw, and I probably could have farmed down the entire wormadam. So you can shield once against the wormadam. I think had he gone Iron Head, though, he might have actually been able to get a second Iron Head. So I'll have to pay more attention when I play that matchup again, but just be really careful. And again, a beautiful, beautiful thing here. I have double Ghost in the back, and I don't know why, but every single time I won the lead matchup, chat, and somebody had a Umbreon, they brought the Umbreon in to my Sharpedo, and the Sharpedo just does so much work here. This is where it does so much work. A bulky, bulky Pokemon like Umbreon. Sharpedo's Waterfalls, Poison Fangs, it's already below half. You can also see why I'm recommending, if you're going to try this team out in the meta today, I think that you can try the double Ghost. If you do run into Charm, just make Wigglytuff where Sableye is, and you're good to go. You would be bringing in a Wigglytuff after this on the Umbreon, but because we don't have that Wigglytuff, we are going to do everything we can to take out the Umbreon. We use both of our shields on the Sharpedo, and now literally Sharpedo killed the Wormadam. It's done 85% of the damage to the Umbreon. And now we have a Dusclops coming into the Azumarill. Pretty even energy scenario, which is perfect for us. Because believe it or not, as long as we don't get Hydro Pumped, we can win this. We can force this shield on the Azumarill when it gets down to it. But we do get Hydro Pumped. So that's going to be the end of our Dusclops. It should be after this Shadow Punch, where you can see clearly a Play Rough coming in, we would definitely get another charge move, and an Ice Beam, you actually get 2 more because of if they try to tap down instead of throwing another Ice Beam. So we're going to get one more Shadow Punch here. You can see where Play Rough is another one, and the Hexes charge you up so fast, your energy so fast, that it is really interesting how each of the charge moves makes a big difference in the matchup against Dusclops. But nonetheless, we have an Umbreon in the back. We have a Azumarill here, and what I try to do is hope that he's going to throw Ice Beam or Hydro, just whatever he is. I want him to throw it, and I wanted him to use his lower charge move like Hydro Pump. Like like Ice Beam if he had it. So I'm trying to swap the Ice Beam onto the Sableye. I failed. He gets the full Hydro Pump off, and we go into the Shadow Sneaks against the Umbreon. This Umbreon is very, very low health. After all of the damage that Sharpedo did, we have the Sableye. He shields up. He's going to be able to take out the Sableye. But remember, we have the Sharpedo in the back. The Umbreon last resorted and then foul played. It's out of energy here. Takes 4 Snarls. 1, 2, 3 Snarls. 1 Snarl away from another foul play. We just barely get the win there. Our second game with Sharpedo double Ghost, and then the final game. I was pretty excited on stream. Chat was blowing up. I was pretty loud at this point on stream. It was a feels good man for sure. The second win, taking him out. Getting into one more game here with our Sharpedo double Ghost. This is really a good team. It's really consistent. If you don't play Charm, you have a win condition in there. That's what I think I realized is making this team, if you don't play Charm, you will not play a game where you don't have a win condition. So here we go. Something a little different. Beedrill. Beedrill charges up energy fast enough to get multiple charge moves. And as we'll see here, I'm very, very afraid of the bug move. Even if it's Fell Stinger, I'm afraid of it. And it is a Fell Stinger, so this is going to be really difficult for me in this situation. Looking back on this now, I could have swapped on that second one. That might have been the right move, but I used a shield. I tapped down as much as I could. I really thought I was going to be able to get this Beedrill off the playing field, but I was not able to. So we go down here to the Beedrill. It's tough that it had Fell Stinger. I think if it had X Scissor, wouldn't have been able to get to that second charge move. So be careful of Fell Stinger as you lead into Beedrills, and then again, as you've seen every single game, even if you have a Sableye, it doesn't matter what you have in the back. Whenever Dusclops is out on the field, people automatically throw a Azumarill into it. Not actually realizing that in this scenario, I can barely lose this matchup and get a shield from the Azumarill. And I think that's what actually happens in this game. Dusclops does a great job of trying to play back this matchup with his energy gain. He's going to be able to lap the charge moves that the Azumarill is able to use. It's just really consistent damage. Even if you're a newer player, because of the bulk Dusclops has, you can make mistakes. You can take charge moves where if you make a mistake with Sharpedo, your Sharpedo is going to get KO'd. Another reason why I think Wigglytuff might be better for some of those watching than Sableye is another Pokemon that you have to be a little more careful with. You have to charge up energy. You want to use its Shadow Claw to farm down. So for a newer player, Dusclops, Sharpedo, Wigglytuff is just really, really safe. And you're going to see exactly that. We're able to get a shield. We don't use our shield, and we're going to leave this Azumarill in farm down range. It did get a lot of energy, but we're going to do our best here. We're going to shield up, hoping that we have a plus matchup in the back. There's a lot of Pokemon in the back right now that we can beat. And unfortunately, Galvantula is not one of them. So had they brought the Galvantula into the Dusclops, we would have been in a much better spot. Dusclops destroys Galvantula, whereas Galvantula destroys Sableye. So had this played out with the reverse Pokemon coming in, possibly, had they made a mistake, we could have won. So definitely still a win condition in this game, but a very, very close finish. And GG to our opponent. And if you guys are wondering, I did play Charm a few times, and we lost. We did not beat a Charm team. We did get within a few fast moves of beating a Charm team. But anyways, thank you very much for stopping by the YouTube today. Remember to like and subscribe and check me out on Twitch. I'll be live there most days of the week around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30ish. So remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do today, just keep on tapping. Until next time.